Hello, 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 beautiful people. Welcome to Good Morning with me, Misti B. So yesterday was National Matchmaker Day. And listen, if you are in the city of Houston and you are on the dating scene, this is not an episode you want to miss. We have professional matchmaker Neal right here in the studio. I am going to be right back with Miss Neal right after this break. See you in a second.
Real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford, financing, closing costs, mortgage, putting it on the market, considering offers, inspection, negotiations, submitting offers, schools, down payment, title insurance, home warranty, taxes, review net sheets. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
That's right, the king of swing will go all night long. Work it out to my own damn song. She said, don't make me big. Oh girl, I'm just gonna make him home.
They call me Pokey, Big Pokey Bear. Oh yeah. Anytime that you need me, baby, you know that I'll be there. They call me Pokey, Mr. It Ain't Fair. Oh yeah.
Got me going crazy, 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 yeah. I'm losing my mind.
I'm Jonathan Cox with the Cox Radio Law Firm. For years, we have represented people who have been hurt or injured all over the country, but Houston is home. We fight for those who have been hurt or injured, however it may happen. So if you've been injured in a car accident, big truck accident, or even while at work, call our injury hotline at 1-800-HURT-NOW or log in to BigCityAccidents.com and let us fight for you.
BigCityAccidents.com. We fight for your right to get back your life.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. Listen, if you've been dating in Houston and you haven't had the success rate that you wanted, raise your hand. Okay, in the studio with me today, I have Millionaire Matchmaker Neal right here in Houston. Amber,
hey.
Hello there, how are you?
Good, how are you?
We have to get started. I'm about to have a lot of fun with you. Are you ready?
I am so ready, let's do it.
Okay, let's start here. First, I just want you to simply define, what does a matchmaker do?
Matchmaker is, have you seen the movie Hitch?
I have.
That's me.
Oh.
I'm Cupid.
Hey, Cupid.
Yes.
Hello there.
I go around and shoot you with a little arrow and help you fall in love.
That's simple, huh?
I wish it was. Actually, matchmaking is more, it's more a lot of date coaching. A lot of people don't really need matchmaking as much as they need a date coach. So I go in and I just kind of find out what's keeping you single. Sometimes it's you.
Yes.
Sometimes your picker's broken. Sometimes you have toxic things. You've only learned toxic. So it's really just going in and helping you find what you're looking for a little bit faster. And considering you're only compatible with 3% of the people you meet, it can be like a full-time job to try to filter on your own.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of work. Okay, so as far as matchmaking.
Yes.
I heard you have a really good success rate.
I do.
Okay, what is your success rate?
So I've been a matchmaker for 17 years. And I am second generation, and I have never had a divorced client.
Really?
Ever.
So the clients that have gotten married are still married?
Still married.
In 17 years?
Yes.
Wow.
Never had a divorced client.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the story that really sticks out? Do you have one story that you love to share with us?
Outside the one we're doing today, just the spotlight couple for today.
No, let's do the spotlight
a different
couple,
one.
yeah.
You want to talk about them? Okay. So my most recent marriage with Shamir and Shug, I've known her for a long time, and I recently had met him. And she's been single for a long time, and so is he. And they're both super busy hustlers, entrepreneurs, doing their thing, right? So when you're an entrepreneur, you don't leave a lot of time to date. But when I matched them, and they were married within 86 days.
Wow. And when was this?
Their marriage was July 13th.
Okay. Within 86 days.
86 days, and I don't know how to explain. I'm an empath matchmaker, so
Okay.
so like we all have discernment, but I vibe on you. It's like on steroids. I kind of zone in and figure it out. It's like a soul level.
Okay.
And so when I met him, and like I said, I've known her for years, and for whatever reason, they both came on my show and were talking, and then it was just like a click, and I was like, I called him and I called her, and I told him, I'm like, I've met your queen, and I told her I've met your Boaz.
Oh wow! So it was you just felt it in that very moment.
I knew it. Like it's a knowing. Like I don't. For me to be a for sure. If I ever call you and say, Misti, I've got your Boaz. I've got your Boaz.
Okay, Boaz,
Okay.
where you at? Okay. Now let's talk about this. So dating in Houston.
Yeah,
a lot of people say that it's challenging. What makes it so challenging here?
Listen, the number one thing that is challenging about dating in Houston is that people are geographically undesirable.
Okay. What does that mean?
That means if you live in Katy, you're not driving to Pearland. If you live in Galveston, you're not driving to Sugarland. Or you know what I mean? It's just,
Okay.
if you're not where I can get you in under 30 minutes, and then the interloopers are the worst. They are not going anywhere.
No, we're not.
I'm kind of guilty of that too. All my family's in Spring. But doesn't it feel like you got to pack a lunch just to get to Spring?
Right. Because 45 is ugly any given day.
100%.
Okay.
Every day. But I'm telling you, it is the reason that people do not meet more people. Because think about when you go on, even on online dating, what do? Oh, 25-mile radius. You know, I want to be around the house. I mean, people have their work, their home, their Walmart. They have all their favorite little staples around them. But suburbs are so self-contained, you don't really have to leave. So people don't want to leave to go find out if they like each other.
Wow.
Which is crazy to me, because if you do like each other, somebody will eventually move.
That's true. Okay, so you know what the problem is? It's our transportation system.
100%.
If we had a reliable train system or something where we can just jump on
and
relax.
relax.
Just saying, might fix the problem.
No, it's really crazy, because the thing is that people don't want to waste their time to find out if they like somebody, and so they spend a lot of time on the phone and trying to get to know each other that way. But a lot of people are great behind the phone or the internet, but then when they get in person, then the date falls apart, and it's like, you want to wait and take your time and get to know somebody in person.
Okay.
You don't want to waste time on the phone and texting, all that crap. Get in person, find out if you like them, see if there's chemistry before you waste too much time.
I like that. So let's talk about online dating, because you brought that up.
Yes.
So you have those fingers and people are going.
Swiping.
How does that, like, what do you find? What do you feel? Do you feel like it helps us, or?
I find that online dating is good to kind of find out what your type is. Maybe if you've been divorced for a long time, or you just got divorced after being married a long time, or you're recently a widow after a long time, and you don't really know what your type is, that's good for practice to get in there.
Okay.
The thing I warn, especially women over 50, the scammers out here are crazy. I've known many women that have gotten taken. One woman got taken for like $12,000, and she called the FBI, they reported it. She's like, oh yeah, we get thousands of these complaints a day.
Just from online dating?
From online dating scams.
Okay.
So between the online dating scams, the married people that want to pretend like, back in 2002, the Wall Street Journal did an article called Board of the Rings, and they were saying how like 30-something% of people back in 2002 admitted they were married on the top 5 dating sites back then. 20 years later, I can only imagine. So you got the con artists, you got the married people, you got the people in the gated community in prison. Apparently they get phones in there now.
In prison?
Apparently they get phones in there now. But I'm just saying, by the time you figure out the real, you might have been scammed out of more than just your heart.
Wow.
People do meet and find success online, but it goes back to, why do people hire a matchmaker? Because the number one thing is time. You don't have time. Yes, you can filter. It's a 40-hour-a-week job to filter, right? And then you got to screen, are you really real? Then you got to waste your time. So busy professionals like using a matchmaker, because it's really the same convenience as taking your clothes to the dry cleaners.
Gotcha. So you eliminate the BS is what I'm going to
Yes,
say.
100%.
You eliminate all of that.
Yes.
You say, okay.
Yep.
On average, I'm just curious.
Yes.
On average, your clients, how many dates do they go on possibly?
I'm really good. I kind of have this average of around 3 to 4 people. I usually can narrow it down. It really just depends on their dating experience. If this is where the date coaching comes in, sometimes this is where I've got to get you back to a healthy place, because you can't go out there like that. Because but the thing people have to understand is you're co-creating this with me.
Right.
We have to create this person together.
So you're not a magician?
Girl.
Where's your wand?
I'll take. My last client is wearing it. But you know, I'm not a magician, and a lot of times people want to blame everybody else while they're single, when sometimes it's you.
You're the common denominator. I tell myself that. You're the common denominator.
100.
So you keep having these repeat patterns.
Yep.
I'm about to look into that mirror and say what's really going on with me. But you know,
people
I'm a
don't
realist.
do that though.
Yeah.
Right.
It's called accountability. That's
100%.
How about this? You be the dating coach and I can be the accountability coach. I have absolutely no problem doing that.
I'm telling you, girl, I need to send you some people because they are asleep at the wheel. Wake up and realize if you keep getting the same results, you are the common denominator.
So what about when you said earlier that sometimes their picker is off? Like your picker is broken. How do you know if your picker is broken? How do you know?
Because if you keep attracting the same kind of people over and over and it's just a different body, that's you. It's you picker is broken. Here's the thing too. Ask yourself questions like, did I have healthy examples of love and relationships? Because sometimes you could be the totally toxic person and not even be aware that that's toxic because that's how you grew up. That was normal. You never had an example. So that's where the date coaching comes in, and it kind of helps you identify, am I the problem?
Ooh.
Am I the one keeping me single? Because I'm a tough love date coach, okay? I'm not going to tell you a bunch of flowery stuff. I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but I am going to tell you what everybody else is not telling you why you're single.
Gotcha. Okay. When do you know, when is it time to come in for date coaching?
When you really feel like you've healed from your last relationship.
Okay.
When you're over it. Healthy people, you can always tell who the healthy one, who the toxic was in a relationship. The healthy one takes time and heals. The toxic one is already rebounded or re-engaged, or you know what I mean?
We gotta talk about that, because you know what I keep hearing? I hear the women say they're healing, and I hear the men say, I don't need to heal.
Of course.
So what is that about?
It is, men don't even want to ask for directions, okay?
Right, that's a very fair point.
To try to get help, we have a real big stigma in this country about mental health, and we really need to change that narrative. We really need to change that conversation, and that's my focus in all of it, is realizing that mental health, along with addiction, will lead people down the wrong path, and you will never be able to love someone into healthiness.
Ooh, okay, hold that thought. We have to go on a quick break, but that is a good stopping point. All right, guys, we are going to be right back with Amber Neal, the Millionaire Matchmaker right here in Houston, Texas. I'll see you guys in just a second.
Real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford? Financing, closing costs, mortgage, putting it on the market, considering offers, inspection, negotiations, submitting offers, schools, down payment, title insurance, home warranty, taxes, review net sheets. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
That's right, the king of swing will go all night long. Work it out to my own damn song. She said, don't make me beg. Oh girl, I'm just gonna make you moan.
They call me Pokey, Big Pokey Bear. Oh yeah. Anytime that you need me, baby, you know that I'll be there. They call me Pokey, Mr. It Ain't Fair. Oh yeah.
Got me going crazy, 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 yeah. I lose my mind.
I'm Jonathan Cox with the Cox Radio Law Firm. For years, we have represented people who have been hurt or injured all over the country, but Houston is home. We fight for those who have been hurt or injured, however it may happen. So if you've been injured in a car accident, big truck accident, or even while at work, call our injury hotline at 1-800-HURT-NOW or log in to BigCityAccidents.com and let us fight for you.
BigCityAccidents.com. We fight for your right to get back your life.
All right, welcome back, everyone. So, do you have your pen and paper? You know, I am crazy about having your pen and paper. You need to be taking notes from Amber. All right, so Amber, before we went to break,
Yes.
you said you cannot love someone into what?
Healthiness.
And into healthiness.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. A lot of people say they're out here looking for love. They're looking for healing. I'm not trying to be a nurse or a purse. You know what I mean? That's why I tell my clients, people have to get healthy alone. Your self-love journey is not a dual effort. Now, you can both be on your self-love journey, right? And I'm not saying you have to be complete, because let's be honest, it's always going to be trying to improve ourselves.
Right.
Right. But you know, if you still have thoughts of your ex, if you're still tempted to call your ex when you're drunk, or you're still inviting them to the holiday, or if there's some part of you that secretly wishes that your ex would come back, then
you're not ready.
You're not ready. You know what I mean?
Been there, done that.
It's not. You're not. And so be true to yourself, because the time that you're wasting jumping into another situationship, it will keep you single. And the thing is we hold on to these. This is why you got to heal, because when you're unhealed, you think, I have to have this relationship in order to be happy. You have to let go and leave your hand open to what God can bring you, right? And quit trying to do it your way. Sometimes you got to surrender what you think you have to have, because the enemy will use it to keep you trapped up and thinking you're not happy without it.
Let's talk about this. I have a question now. I have a question for you. So me and one of my good guy friends, we always talk about this.
Okay.
So what is the difference?
Yes.
So back in the day when our parents got married, there was nobody was talking about self-love.
Right.
Nobody was talking about self-healing.
Right.
So what is the difference? They stayed married 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
Why now is it so required that we fall in love with ourselves to have this healthy relationship?
Back in the day, mental health was a taboo. We didn't talk about it. And let's just be honest. I'll be the first one to say it. We had our toxic ass grandparents hiding things, push it under the rug. Let's pretend it don't exist. Grandpa got a family on the whole other side of town. Grandma putting up with it. But this is why the women's lib movement advanced, because we don't want to be trapped up in situations where, like, for example, my grandfather, alcoholic, my grandmother left. She took the oldest child with her and had to give up the 3, 2, and the 1. The 2 is my mom, and left them, had to give them up for adoption. Because in 1947, when she left my alcoholic grandfather, she had no money, she had no education, she had nothing. She had to leave her children. That is why the women's lib movement and the health conscious conversation came up, because we're not going to bury our head in the sand anymore as women and allow us to continue to be abused and killed and mistreated in these toxic relationships, because we stay together because we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to shame our family, but you're only as sick as your secrets in your family. You can be the one to break the generational curse. You can be the one to stand in the gap and say, it ends with me, and I'm not passing this toxicity down to my children.
I like that. I like that, because you're right. We did grow up sweep things under the rug. In black households, it was definitely what happens in this house stays in this house. You don't tell anybody. Okay. Wow. Okay. So I know that you're working on curing the divorce rate.
Yeah.
Because you know it did spike with COVID. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah. Actually, within the first month, the divorce request had doubled, according to several articles I saw with these attorneys.
Crazy, right?
I'm like, it's already 50%. Like, how can it double? I mean, what?
What are we going to? So how are you going to cure the divorce rate?
So I have taken everything that I've done for 17 years as a matchmaker, staying involved with my couples, even after they get married, to make sure they stay married. So once you have a matchmaker, I'm that person for life, and for life. But what I'm doing is I'm figuring out, now that women work, speaking of women's lib, now that women work as much as men, a fourth of the divorces last year were over household chores. Okay,
Household chores?
Household chores.
Oh,
because
okay.
people are like, I'm not fixing to go out, bring home the bacon, fry it in the pan, clean it up, take the care of the kids. We have to figure this out, right? We're modern women. So the thing is that because of that, guess what gets lost? I had a friend of mine who her anniversary was on Valentine's. Guess what they did for their anniversary and Valentine's? Nothing. Why? Because they have 3 kids and they're busy. And so literally romance went out the window.
Okay.
One of the things that I've personally witnessed in my life is how you got to be careful who you allow in your social circle when you're married or you have a person, because some people are bitter and miserable and want you to be the same, right? So it's very important that you make sure that you have friends around you that are fighting for your marriage with you. Because back in the day, that was one thing we did, was we would at least try to get together and save the marriage.
Yeah.
Now our culture and TV teaches us, just get a divorce. Oh, you'll get it right on your 3rd marriage. I mean, it's kind of like a American standard culture to get divorced, right? And so now I am creating a company called Married. It's marriage and date pushed together.
Okay.
And our goal, we do up to 50 events a month, and we are about to launch our virtual because of everything going on. And our thing is meet people that have common interests. We are, speaking of mental health, I've realized as a matchmaker and working with another private social club for singles that most couples have to pick between their socializing budget and their travel budget. So we are 100% incentive based. So if you join our social club, we have no salespeople. The pricing's online, and you literally go through a screening with a therapist to determine if you're happy, working on it, or hate each other. If y'all hate each other, but this is your last effort, you have to go to therapy before you're allowed to join our group, right? But here's the thing. We give away travel for if you go to therapy. If you take our advice and go to therapy, if you renew, refer people, bring in friends, but we're a reward-based system, and our focus is on mental health, making like-minded friends, getting out your bucket list, and traveling around the world with people.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's
that's
really
awesome.
fun.
So to be a part of Married, you need to be married, or you guys can be in a relationship.
So you have to be just a couple.
Okay.
Not everybody does the paper nowadays.
Okay.
But you still have to go through a screening, and the therapist has to co-sign that this is a healthy couple.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. And now I got to go back to this. You've never had a divorced client.
No, never had a
How many
divorced
clients,
client.
if you can count, if you remember over 17 years, how many clients have gotten married?
Oh, hundreds.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and no
17
one's
years?
gotten divorced?
Never. Not one.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm the 2nd generation. My mom was the first matchmaker in our family. She matched and married all her friends to their husbands, and none of them got divorced either. My daughter is 26, and now she's been matchmaking and learning under me too.
Really?
And it's a empath. Like
it's just an empath.
It's a gift.
Okay. So did you wake? So were you sleep one day, Amber? Like, so for me, I'm an entrepreneur, right? For me, my aha moment was, I think I knew around 25. Okay, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this forever. Somebody's going to be able to bark all these orders at me. So for you, when was your aha moment that, I have this gift too, just like my mom?
At 9th grade.
9th grade?
Yeah. I actually met my very first boyfriend in 9th grade by trying to matchmake him with someone else.
Okay, wow.
I was carrying the notes, passing them up. It's just, I've always known. I've always had that gift. I've known. I saw my mom do it, and then around 9th grade, it was an accident. I just was trying to patch people together, and
what a great accident. Since. Okay, so listen, let's do this. I want to do this. Let's partner together.
Let's do it.
All right, so you offer dating coaching, correct?
I do.
Okay, so what can you do? What can we partner and do?
Maybe we could, because like I said, not everybody needs matchmaking. Some people need a date coach, so maybe we could do some giveaways.
Do some giveaways?
For some date coaching.
Some date coaching?
If I can,
okay.
Maybe like 5 people.
5 people? So this is what we'll do.
Yeah.
We'll have people write into us and tell us about, what do you want? Do you want what kind of story do you want to hear?
Give us your worst dating story.
Worst dating story.
Something that's funny. We like funny. Like funny is, I want it to be funny. I'm a comedian too, so I love funny
Can I write into my own show?
Yeah. You can come sit on my sexy single sofa. That's
okay, wait. I'm coming to sit on a sexy single sofa?
Yes.
What does that look like?
So every Thursday on the Amber Neal Show, I do live matchmaking, and so I want to show you.
It's live. Did you see my eyeballs?
Live, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And people can write in to the show to meet you.
Okay.
We put your profile on our matchmakerhotline.com website, and we keep it there. And it's just, I want to show people what matchmaking really is like.
Okay.
So, because a lot of times it is the littlest thing keeping you single. It is the smallest thing. And then we have this aha moment, like, oh my God, because the thing is I believe in law of attraction, and I think that it starts up here first.
Okay.
I got to get you right up here, and then it'll come here.
I'm kind of nervous about sitting on the what is it, the sexy single?
Sexy single sofa.
I'm nervous. And you making those extra noises is not helping me.
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have fun.
Okay.
I'll hold your hand all the way through it.
All right, because I'm gonna need it.
But if we find the right match, we'll send you out on a date. We'll get the camera crews to kind of follow you from a distance, so you're gonna have some privacy. And then you can't tell us if it's a match until you come back on. We'll bring you both back on the show and reveal if it's a match made in Houston.
Oh, okay, Amber, you got my mustache sweating. I'm nervous. Thank you so much for joining me in the studio today. I have really enjoyed it.
Me too.
Guys, I am going to be right back right after this break.
Real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford? Financing, closing costs, mortgage, putting it on the market, considering offers, inspection, negotiations, submitting offers, schools, down payment, title insurance, home warranty, taxes, review net sheets. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
That's right, the king of swing will go all night long and work it out to my own damn song. She said, don't make me big. Oh, girl, I'm just gonna make you moan.
They call me Pokey, Big Pokey Bear. Oh, yeah. Anytime that you need me, baby, you know that I'll be there. They call me Pokey, Mr. It Ain't Fair. Oh, yeah.
Got me going crazy, 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 yeah. I'm losing my mind.
I'm Jonathan Cox with the Cox Radio Law Firm. For years, we have represented people who have been hurt or injured all over the country, but Houston is home. We fight for those who have been hurt or injured, however it may happen. So if you've been injured in a car accident, big truck accident, or even while at work, call our injury hotline at 1-800-HURT-NOW or log in to BigCityAccidents.com and let us fight for you.
BigCityAccidents.com. We fight for your right to get back your life.
Welcome back, everyone. I have to say, outside of food, this was probably one of my most favorite episodes. So listen, Amber and I were not joking. We want to hear about your disaster dating stories, especially if you want to sit on her sexy single sofa, okay? So listen, so this is what you need to do. We're gonna choose 5 people, and in order to enter to win and to be chosen as one of those 5 people, email us at info@americanstartv.com. Let us know about your worst, get the biggest disaster dating story you've ever heard, and let's see if you get chosen. Alrighty, guys. As always, I look forward to chatting with you all, and I cannot wait to read these stories. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.